It's lovely to speak to you guys today. Congratulations on this fantastic film. Can you tell us a little bit about coming back as friends and colleagues that have worked previously on The Souvenir together, back together, and what that kind of relationship was like and working again on this?
Feels like we're always together.
There had never been any separation, actually. We first got together when we were 10 and Love is 11, you were 10, and we haven't stopped working in a way. We haven't stopped having a conversation about cinema. And so doing The Eternal Daughter just felt like it was the sort of culmination of this incredible friendship that we've had. And I don't think we would have been able to do the deep work we were doing without the history that we've had together. And it also made it a very pleasurable, a completely pleasurable experience.
Not just pleasurables, but so natural. I'd like to think that there will be old established relationships between girls, two girlfriends who've known each other since they were 10 and 11, who see this film and say to each other, we could have made that film about the conversations that we've been having about our mothers since we were 10. I think that it'll be very common that people will have that reaction. Our mothers are mysterious to us, and to a certain extent our children are too, but I think particularly this generation we're looking at, the generation that Joanna and I are, and we're both artists, and our mothers, the generation that they came from, both of them, how confusing it must have been for them to have these artist daughters who were born in the 60s, having come through the worlds that they'd come through. They were mysteries to us, and so we explore that. And I imagine there will be people who see this film who feel the same way about their parents.
And can you tell us a little bit about the filming process? Because obviously I believe pretty much all of it was improvised. So how was that? And how was that especially for you and your character, where you played Julie and Rosalind, a sort of duality, and working with that, with the freedom of no script?
Well, Joanna does write a document. She writes very meticulously and over a long time a sort of architecture, scaffolding of the story, or not only the story, but the house of the film, if you like. But the dialogue is improvised, and to a certain extent, the subject, the material of the dialogue is also improvised. And in answer to your question, for me, it's absolute grace. It's absolute grace, particularly in relationship to this playing both the conversation partners. It's such a beautiful challenge, but it made the energy so pure and so unperformative and fresh, and I don't know, I felt very alive and didn't have the risk of forgetting my lines, which is always a big bonus, or get something wrong. The whole idea of interpreting something in some wrong way that's just a ghost that's not in our house, because it's all authentic.
And obviously for you...
Well, no, I was just going to say, continuing the house theme, the house that's created is a house in which, as Tilda said, nothing, no one can do anything wrong. And in a way, the house is sort of partly built for myself. So, because I can be quite an anxious person in life, but I want the house that I'm going to work in, that I'm going to create in, to be a very safe house, and that we can all play and come up with ideas, and I think, but at the same time, I'm adventurous, so I want to have this container that allows discovery and change and movement forward, and so there's a real sort of flow of life in that house, and which is why I'm not interested in writing a script where everything is sort of already predicted. It's just not interesting.
I think there's so many layers to the story, and essentially it's kind of a mother and daughter relationship that we explore and see on screen. But did it kind of start just like that? And when did you bring the kind of supernatural ghost element in? Was it always there, or did you kind of bring it in as the story evolved?
No, well, it's a sort of longer story in a way, but briefly, I first thought of it as purely a mother-daughter story. Lost confidence in that because my mother was alive and I was worried what she would think. And actually, when it became a ghost story, it gave me some distance between myself, my mother, and the film. It really helped to push it forward. And then, of course, it is a ghost story. I mean, it makes so much sense on so many levels, but it was, you know, we were interested in the genre aspect of it and to create an atmosphere that was spooky, but also very emotional. So it was sort of playing with all these ideas. And I think it just opened a new door and allowed it to happen.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to me, both of you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much. It's a brilliant film. Thank you. Thank you.